Hello everyone, welcome to MeLab Studies. In this video, we are going to solve one more SQL interview problem as part of roundup series. You can see here it is asking us to convert a given input table into the output table. And in the input table, it is given as employees information like employee ID, name, age, department, and salary. In the output table, it is showing as department, number of employees, employee names, and their ages. Okay. So now, if you observe carefully, input table in engineering, Sharma is working. You can see here engineering Sharma, engineering Joshi, engineering Karan, engineering Sanjay. There is no other employee. So in engineering, we have four number of employees working. So you can see engineering four. So who are they? Sharma, Joshi, Karan, and Sanjay. If you observe, their ages also 40, 32, 28, and 33. So you can see here 40, 32, 28, and 33. So it is returning department and their respective number of employees working under each department, their respective employees with their ages. Okay, so how we can convert from this one to this one? We can use here count of number of employees. So that's how we'll be getting for each department number of employees. Then how we can convert, how we can get this column? So there is one special aggregate function is there, that is string aggregate. We will be using that to combine all multiple records as a string type of data into a single record. Okay, with help of that special string function, sorry, that special aggregate function, that is a string aggregate. Okay, now we'll see how we can do that in SSMS. So now you can see here, this is our given input table, and now we need to convert this input table into output table by returning department, number of employees working under each department, and then respective employee names and their ages in each department. Okay. So now I'm going to return departments and their respective number of employees. How can you do that? So we have to return department and count of employee IDs from the given table, right? So here, if we execute this query, what will happen? It will be getting error. So because we are trying to count the number of employees for each department, so you have to group them, right? So without grouping the department, it won't return. So you have to keep that department in group by. So now we are counting number of employees in each department by grouping them. So how many employees are there? You are going to combine, you are going to grouping all of them for each department and you are counting them. So now you can see here, it is returning engineering 4, finance 3, HR 3, marketing 4, likewise. So these are number of employees working under each department. Even you can also mention this as number of employees. Okay. If I execute this query, you can able to see that. So now after that, what we have to return? We have to return another column as the combination of the employee names and their respective ages under each department, right? So when you are applying aggregate function for string type of data, we have one special aggregate function, that is string aggregate. So how we can use that? You can see here string aggregate. So this is a special aggregate function. So for that, what we are trying to apply on employee name, right? So now if I do like directly writing employee name, you can see how it's going to return. So I'm going to write it down. So now if I execute this query, you can able to observe it is returning error. So what is the error? String aggregate function requires two argument. So we are trying to convert all multiple record string data into single, right? So in order to convert that, so we should have a separator between the names. So how can we mention that? So I'm just keeping a comma. Now you can see how it's going to return. So again, you can able to see there is an error. So you are just mention a comma. You have to mention what is the separator between those names in each department. Okay, so you have to use a comma or any symbol you want in single quote. Okay, so whatever the name you want to aggregate and then whatever the separator you want to use. Now you can see how it's going to return. It is returning like number of employees under each department and the respective number of, those respective employee names it is returning like Sharma, Joshi, Karan, Sanjay, and these are the people, right? So now our required output is not this one. We need to also return their respective ages also, right? With help of semicolon or code, colon symbol, right? So now how we can do that? So we are trying to do aggregation, but in aggregation, how we have to apply that aggregation? We have to apply that aggregation for the combination of employee names and their respective ages. Okay, so first we are going to use concat string function in between employee name and ages. For this combination, we are trying to use string aggregate function. Okay, so now for this combination, this is one combination. Now for this entire combination, we are going to get all of them as their names and ages for multiple records into single record. Now you can see here we are getting for engineering 4 number of employees, Sharma 40, Joshi 32, Karan 28, likewise you can see here. But in the given output table, it is not in the same format, right? So there is a colon symbol between each employee and their ages. So how we can do that? So you can see here, while concatenating between employee name and ages, you can use here one more, that is whatever the separator you want. Okay. Now we are trying to concatenation of employee name ages. In between we have to use this one. So you have to use that between name and age. So wherever you want, you can use that. Okay. Now you can see if I execute this query. Now you can able to see here these particular department, these number of employees working under each department and their respective employee names and their ages. You can see here, right? So this is how we will be using this special aggregate function, that is string aggregate function, that we are going to use to combine multiple records string type of data into single record, just a grouping of all string type of data. So you can use different conditions. Okay, so even if you want to have any spaces after also, you can just mention here one more space. Okay, now you can see there is a space, right? So this is how you will be getting. So even if you want to have the space after this one, you can also mention here like this. Now you can see you'll be getting spaces, right? So this is the way we are going to convert our given input table into this format. I hope you understood. Thank you.